Hey, this is WhyBeAre, and I noticed something interesting. When you search BeamNG.drive on YouTube, my videos are all over the top results. The problem is, a lot of those videos are made for people who already know what BeamNG.drive is, and assume you have a good background information about the game, and test a very specific thing about the game. Now the problem is, if you're searching BeamNG.drive on YouTube, you probably don't know much about the game already. So that's not a good video for you to see. So I'm making this video to explain what the game is to anybody out there who hasn't heard of it before, and I'm going to ask anybody out there to just like the video because that'll make it rank higher than my other videos, so that way when somebody searches the name of the game, they don't get a video that's like, you know, assuming they know the game. They get a video that explains what it is. So, what is BeamNG.drive then? BeamNG.drive is a real-time soft body crash physics simulator. And now you're just sitting there saying, no really, WhyBeAre, what is BeamNG.drive? Because that probably doesn't make sense to most of you, unless you have some background in a relevant like things. So, what it basically means is BeamNG.drive will have some of the most realistic crashes you will ever see in a video game. Now you could easily say, you know, this other game though, it looks better on the crashes, because what it is other games, they try for like a Hollywood movie kind of crash, you know, explosions, sparks flying, chunks of metal flying through the air. Sure, it may not be realistic, but it looks good. Where this game, they aren't trying for that. They're trying to make the crashes be as realistic as possible. There's only chunks of metal flying when there would be chunks of metal flying. There's only sparks flying when there would be sparks flying, that kind of thing. So you can see this crash right here. You know, it's just one of the crashes I did. And one of the big differences, like other games, they fake the damage to make it look as realistic as they can. So, you know, they'll sometimes look really similar from different things. This game, it's actually, the damage is calculated on every collision. It's going to be pretty much different every time unless you actually crash exactly the same. And some games, the games are getting better at faking it. But you'll still never see one that is as realistic as this, except for maybe one or two other games that do a similar method of doing the crash physics. Now, this game, the version you're seeing right now, is a very early version of the game. This is the version of the game that is before Steam Early Access. So that kind of gives you a good idea just how far along the game is in its development. And, well, it's not very far. But as of right now, this is what you get when you buy the game. You get a good variety of maps, maybe like less than 10, but there's a good variety. There's like, you got back roads, you got racetracks. You get a map like this where you just have ramps and all kinds of loop-de-loops and stuff you could drive on. And let's see, you got that. You got ones that have some dirt roads. So it has, you know, a little bit of everything already for the maps. And same for the cars. It's kind of like the same thing. They have a little bit of everything already. But in the future, you know, there'll be more things. For the cars, they have the truck you see now. Then they have like an economy car. And then they have like a moving van truck and a van, just a normal van, an economy car, a supercar, and a big rig. That's like the ones I can remember off the top of my head. And as well as these vehicles, this game already has like a really decent mod community behind it. Like, there's tons of maps and tons of cars, and all the cars that come with the game, they will be made up models that may resemble a real vehicle, whereas the cars that you download, they may be like a real car, you know? So there's just a big rig. I'm just driving that one around, but that one's not fully finished, so it's kind of iffy on some sections, so I'm not going to do too much with it. I just wanted to show you it there because it's a big rig, but you can see it's not fully finished. It doesn't have an interior. Most cars do have an interior, like when they're finished. See, like this one has a full interior. All the gauges work. Even the gas gauge works. Like, it's trying to be super realistic here. Underside, like all the suspension bits and stuff are simulated, so you could break the suspension and then it'll sag or drag to that direction. Like, it's all simulated to be as realistic as possible, not just the looks of the crashes, but, well, just about everything related to the crashes. So we could fly into a tree like that, and then unfortunately the car's upside down, so you can't really see it. And you've seen I've been using slow-mo every now and then. It has like a full 100 times slower slow-mo ability and stuff. But yeah, that's what the game is. There's no game aspect to it, is what I'm kind of getting at. It's like, here's the stuff, you figure out how to make this a game yourself. The game aspect will come in the future, at least it's a promised feature, like to have more game type things. But as of right now, you make the game, so you entertain yourself, and that may or may not be something for you, you know? It's just one of those things. So like for me, I can entertain myself. I could, you know, for some people it's different. So like for me, I could say, look, we could do something like this. We could have two cars, and we could say, tell them to chase me, and there is an AI. It's very basic. They can either chase you or run away from you, and they'll try to get you. You know, there's a very basic AI that does that, so you could use that to entertain yourself. And there was a mod at one time that allowed them to race around a racetrack in a predetermined path. That worked okay. But you see, it's not exactly the best of AIs. They managed to get themselves stuck on a brick like that. So No, I am this car AI. Do you understand that? See, now they're okay though. But you see, you could do things like that, or you could tell them to run away from you, and then you could try to stop them. You know, it's whatever you want to do. And then there's also things that are really made to like absolutely ruin a car. You know, like right now we've just been driving cars, right? But there's tools you could like, well, I don't know if you should call them tools, but there are things out there that are made to just absolutely ruin a car. For example, there's things like the crusher. So you could get the crusher and you could put your car in here, and then you can really just see the crushing physics, or just the physics of the game in action right here. See, like I said, you can go up to 100 times slower. We'll do this in 8 times slow-mo, because that's a reasonable speed. You can still, it's not like taking forever, but you can still see the damage really clearly. And you can see, though, like the car is just getting crushed, and this thing will crush it down in just a nice little compact cube. See? But you can really see, like, just the details in the crash, like how every part is deforming at its own, like, as realistic as possible way. Let's go and speed it up. There we go, we have a cube now. And that's our little cube. And there are other things as well. And there's things like the roller. So you could do something like this, where you have a roller, and you could get your car, and you could put it through there. So we could go ahead and do that. Oh, the game's in slow-mo still, I think. There we go. So we can go ahead and line this up, become the roller, turn it on. You could have like different speeds on this thing, but then you could throw your car through this, and then it goes munch, 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 and spits out a car that actually still drives because it didn't damage it. It just ruined the bodywork, you know? Or I shouldn't say it didn't damage it. It didn't ruin the driving abilities of the car. It did damage it, but you can still kind of drive it, you know? And it's simulating all the things as realistically as possible, like I said. So you'll get in crashes that do destroy the car's driving ability, and then some that don't. But really, that is what BeamNG.drive is. It's what you make of it, you know? There are a lot of mods, like I said. There's helicopter mods, plane mods, like things that explode mods. There's a ton of different mods, you know? So those will bring a lot of interest to the game. But, like I said, it's, again, if you're one of the people who really needs a game that tells you what to do or something, or has goals, you know, you might not be interested in this. So we'll do one more car that's part of the game itself. And you can see like some of these, like you see a VW Polo, those are modded cars. And, you know, they make it as easy as they can to put mods in the game. They make it where it's like there's nothing really stopping you. They even have like, you know, they support the mods, you know, and say make mods because mods are fun. So, you know, there's also like the thing over here. Oh, we're stuck. How did that happen? We could go on this racetrack here though and, you know, do a little bit of racing on it. Now, if you want some ideas of the things you can do, I literally have hundreds of videos on my channel of just various things you can do. I just wanted to make this video as a quick introduction. If you've never heard of the game, now you have a general idea of what it is. If you're interested in it, I would highly suggest you check out my channel where I have literally hundreds of videos of just doing tons of different things in this game. And but I didn't want to make this video too long. I just wanted to make it where you guys get a good general idea what the game is about. Oh no! So yeah, hopefully that helps you, and hopefully this video is a higher search result than a lot of my other ones where I test specific things. And, you know, when you search the name of the game, you get this video. You get a video that explains what the game is, not a video that's just playing the game and showing or testing a very specific aspect of it. Because that would be annoying, I think. What you would want when you just search the name of the game is a video like this one, I would think. So, whoops, that's not what I meant to hit. Sorry about that. That's a work in progress feature. It's not done yet. And so, yeah, hopefully that helps you guys out there. If you look up the game of the game, now you know what it is. And till next time, maybe you'll see me again. This has been WhyBeAre. I'll see ya.